former President Donald Trump's years-long effort to keep his tax returns hidden is coming to an end. The House Ways and Means Committee voted along party lines just last night to finally make these records public. The panel is expected to release information from Trump's personal and business tax returns from 2015 all the way up to 2020. We want to bring in Laura Davison now to give us her analysis on this. She is a congressional and tax reporter for Bloomberg. So this is right up your alley, Laura. Thanks for joining us today. So learning that the IRS did not, in fact, do this mandatory audit of President Trump's tax returns during his first 2 years in office is a new development, and never really completed any of the audits. How significant is that?
This is really quite significant. The IRS and the Treasury Department have said that the president gets audited every year. It's a comprehensive audit, and that anything that looks problematic would be flagged, and go through the proper audit processes. That did not happen. In fact, the president's Trump's tax returns weren't even pulled for audit until the House Ways and Means Committee requested that this happen. And then the second thing here that's really noteworthy is that there were a lot of questionable deductions and claims made on President Trump's tax returns. One of the congressional in-house experts, accounting and lawyers, went through the returns and flagged dozens and dozens of potential issues with these that the IRS should have caught but didn't.
And is there anything else surprising in these documents so far released?
So the other key takeaways here are that, President Trump paid very little in his federal income taxes. He was able to claim lots and lots of deductions to whittle down his income to zero and pay almost nothing. Some years he paid just $750. It's really unclear why, because the numbers didn't add up, but it almost looked like sort of a cursory payment just to pay something in income taxes. But when you look at the deductions that he claimed, there's some highly questionable things there. Payments to his children that were characterized as loans, but may have just been gifts that should have been taxable. Cost for jet payments for flying. Other things related to businesses that were deducting things tied to sales of goods, but it wasn't clear that business was actually selling anything. Lots of questions were raised, and this has really caused a lot of consternation on Capitol Hill.
President Trump has long called these efforts to get his tax returns a witch hunt, which he kind of uses for everything. But what's really questionable to me is something you mentioned there about questionable deductions, because it was under President Trump's newly announced tax policy in 2017 where he subtracted what many Americans could deduct from their taxes when it came to things like business expenses. And I remember this. I was covering Trump at the White House. I remember pressing him on this question of, why a so-called pro-business president would eliminate so many important deductions for many Americans. Just explain for us why it is significant and newsworthy to know how the president himself, even as a private citizen before he was in the White House, did his taxes, considering the rest of us have to do this as well.
The way that House Ways and Means Chairman Richie Neal put this is basically there are two tax systems, one for normal people and then one for the very wealthy, where they can play lots of games. They can hire sophisticated accountants to, maybe come up with a better answer. And the IRS really isn't equipped to audit these people. There was only one agent at the IRS who looked at his tax returns, didn't really do an in-depth thing where, these are hundreds, if not thousands of pages of tax returns, complicated stuff. You need both a lot of people as well as sophisticated people who know what they're doing. The auditors who can audit someone making $50,000 a year is very different for what you need for someone who owns multiple businesses.
And Trump claimed many times that he couldn't release his tax returns because he was being audited. Could he face repercussions for saying this? And how does this impact Trump's 2024 presidential bid?
It didn't really seem to impact him. He said multiple times that he would release them, and he really, pulled back from that and ultimately never did. Of course, there were several other controversies that cropped up, both during the campaign as well as during his presidency. 2 impeachments. We're looking at, the whole election, 2020 election, and doing poorly in the midterm. So it's unclear that this issue will be, an issue that really has salience with voters. But it does confirm a lot of what people had wondered about for years, if Trump was paying everything that he owes. And it seems like probably not.
I'm sure it has to be alarming for many Americans, especially the ones who are paying their taxes.
That's right.
All right, Laura Davison, thank you.
Thank you, Laura.